Hello everyone, Supreme Kami over here. So in today's video, I want to dedicate to these two specific builds here. So these are both going to be tech attribute builds, and then both of them does have respectively different portrait into them. This one is going to be purely going to be power boosting and EX skill power boosting. While this one is going to be a little bit of a mixture of, let's say, buff effects, EX skill traits, as well as a little bit of melee slash EX power boosting. So I just want to quickly cover like how impactful are these portraits over here, namely the one that's have something along the line, let's say buff EX skill effects up by an X amount of percentage over here, because these portrait over here will allow you guys to do enormous amount of damage. Just for anyone out there that are right now struggling to, just to output more damage, this portrait is going to be something that will help you guys along the way. So I just want to quickly, just cover it. I don't think I ever made a video specifically talking about or even comparing what kind of damage what kind of damage we can be looking at. So that's why I want to take the chance right now and just gonna talk to you guys about, and obviously have some recording footage of like how that actually works. So these are definitely gonna be three of the EX skill that I will be using, just to be showcasing up over here. So we have a guy Gundam arms over here. So this one over here, and we also have a bicep, the regular bicep over here, as well as a tri-burning Gundam backpack over here. So before you guys before I even go on, like, you guys might ask me like, why would I even use any of these buff EX skill effects portrait over let's say pure, like, let's say EX skill power boosting or any melee power boosting, for example. The simple reason is, if you guys take a look at these over here, I have roughly about, let's say, 100 something percent. So let's say I'm just gonna round things up to, let's say I have 100% all in all buff EX skill effects up by 100%, for example. What these actually do is, whenever you activate like an EX skill that has effect built into them, let's say I'm taking a look into the burning Gundam over here. This one says buff EX skill, or let's say buff your melee attack up to 57%. So what I can actually do with that 100% buff trait is I can add that on top of that. So we're actually going to be looking at a 157% EX skill boosting right there. You guys can definitely do the math right there. If I transition to using the bicep next over here, not only am I benefiting from that 150% EX skill boosting, I'm actually adding on to that. So, well, not really additionally adding on to that, but you guys can get the idea that these traits can kind of stack on top of each other. So at the end of the day, I can be looking at roughly about, well, maybe 400 to 500 power boosting, or just attack boosting from these over here. So that's why these, buff EX skill effects portrait are really busted, and that's why I just want to do a damage comparison with you guys over here. So this build over here is roughly about 100%, maybe a little bit more, and this one is roughly about 30% because I am going to be using this Cosmo Shield over here. So this one will innately give me a 30% right off the bat. So I would just kind of roughly talk about what I have in terms of my own personal build. So one of the part I am actually using is going to be the Kamara's Radar Source over here. So this one is going to give me a 30% right there. Up next, we have the infamous Arch Gundam arm over here, which is coincidentally the war tag is more for like a shooting based unit, but I don't know what they were doing. They actually give us a nice set of portrait that will work really well for like a melee build over here. So this one can be up to 30%, but I'm just 1% shy right there. Unfortunate on my part right there. And then up next, we have a Gundam Ground Zone backpack over here that is going to be giving us only a 20% at the moment. This will be able to go up to a total of 22% once this is actually maxed out. Now, last but not least, we have quickly went over that already. We have the Cosmo Shield over here. So this one is a really versatile part over here that will allow you to run this in any build, no problem. That's because these are non-conditional, so this was really good over here. So up next, we are also going to be talking about some free-to-play addition over here. We actually do have quite a few already in game. Just a matter of fact, have you guys had the chance to kind of gather them? They're mainly, I want to say, they're mainly welfare parts that have alteration already. So you guys do know that in terms of returning welfare parts, they don't stick around for that long. So if you guys miss out on that specific week, for example, yeah, that is gonna be pretty much it, right? So if I missed one, I just want to quickly talk about is actually going to be the N3 shield over here. So let me see. Can I actually? Okay, I have it right over here. So this one is going to be the N3 custom torso over here. So this one is not only like up that bash, I remember this is like the best one to look at. Like look at this, like you're getting a power boosting and a buff EXQ effects up by 15%. Are you kidding me? This is like probably one of the better free-to-play part to be using for sure. So this one is going to be a good choice right there for sure. But do keep this in mind. This is a little bit of a caveat. You do have to be running it in a infighter. So that is it right there. In terms of for shooting base over here, we have we have shooting and melee. So let us talk about the shot base to begin with over here. So we got the Gravitia backpack over here. So this one actually, this one's another one of those prime example where these warfare part excels way more than what Soul Tier parts or even Gundam Battle Festival part can do. Like look at that, another 15% buff EX effects as well as a 30% shooting power boosting. Oh man, like this part is god tier, man. Not bad. Now up next we have a Gundam Age Titus backpack over here. So this one is a summonable 3-star part, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people may or may not have sell a lot of copies of this already. But look at this, a 25% melee power boosting when using physical type attacking up here, as well when you're using P attribute, buff EXK effects up by 22%. So this one is perfect for your P build melee over here, so not bad at all. This one is really good. We also do have a few over here. We will actually take a look at the max over here. The max over here actually just gives us a 22% when using a mobile fighter tag over here. So this one is really good as well. The first portrait may not be anything too spectacular, for example, compared to the one we have already. But do keep in mind that these buff effects, like they are going to be a lot more stronger than your regular power boosting, just because how they actually work. So this one is a pretty good candidate as well. So this one is going to be another welfare part. So you guys may or may not have this in your inventory. That really depends if you guys have played during the week, for example. Let's actually talk about, I believe melee weapon, you also have this one as well. So this one is more or less more of like a filler when you guys are using it for your, let's say, shooting base build over here. Because this one, like look at that vortex stat over here. So this one is mainly used it in a shooting base build over here, commander and mid-range over here, perfect build for sure. This one is going to be dedicated to like a shooting build over here, or a speed attribute, excuse me. Another 15% right there, so really powerful when you kind of combine them all together. I think the other one, another one we also have is that actually we have quite a lot. We have this one over here. So this one is going to be a shield booster from the Hazel TR1 over here. So not only again 15% as well as a 30%, so that's why it's really powerful. What else do we have? I believe in terms of the pilot wise over here, we have the notorious one that we got for free to play, actually, Ron. She's actually going to be boosting speed attribute by a 22%. So man, like speed attribute is actually really eating good like out here with all these buff effect skills over here. So I think that is pretty much it. I'm pretty sure you guys have gotten the general perspective already that although all the ones that I'm using here is actually going to be, let's say, Sokai tier parts, but we have a good selection of welfare parts already, or even standard parts. In terms of standard part, I'll definitely guide you guys all the way to the permanent tabs over here, because I don't know what everyone has in their inventory definitely. So you guys can definitely come over here to portrait and then do buff/debuffs over here. So we do have a list of parts that does have, let's say, buff effects attached onto them. So you guys can just kind of quickly do a little bit of a research in terms of what you guys have, and then you guys can definitely alter them because they will serve a great deal of purpose overall. So I already have prepared a footage for you guys already. So it's gonna be compared to this build over here to this build over here, and using these 3 EX over here. So 57, what is it? 57, 39, as well as a 41. So if you add another 100% on top of them, man, they are gonna be hitting really hard. I mean, like, even after recording it, I don't see like a extremely enormous amount of like damage differences, but it is really important to note that they will allow you to hit just slightly harder than you would normally would. But do have one caution, right? They only work, when you have effects over here. Let's say you're running EX skill. Do I have any right here that has no effects on top of them? Maybe these 20, like, let me target those that has maybe like those shorter timers, for example. Maybe like this one, for example, right? We have a rapid thrust, for example. Since this one does not have any additional effects, those buff EX skill trait would not really work at all because there's just no effects to kind of buff them. So you do have to be kind of be careful when you guys are building around this. This is more dedicated to like get all power, like like damage output testing right here, just to see how much you can do. And this will come a long mile when you guys are trying to take down, let's say, any multi-mission boss by yourselves, because these will allow you guys to hit more harder, so you guys can potentially take them down by yourself. So let me actually roll some footage, and then I'll just kind of talk to you guys about the aftermaths of that. So we will be right back. Alright guys, so hopefully you guys did enjoy a little mini showcase of what those two builds can actually do. A T buff versus a T pure build over here. So in regarding to damage, you guys can definitely see that the God Hand was able to hit a lot more stronger. That initial hit, and that Bicep was able to hit a lot more stronger as well. And then in terms of the tri-burning, every one of those little hits, they were roughly about what 200,000 less. So in a combination of everything, I have tabulated that in my Excel sheet already. So in terms of the buff build, we're looking at 14 million in total, while the pure build, we're roughly looking at 33 million as well. So you do have to keep that in mind. I actually do have one buff EX skill effects in terms of my build here, so it's not really the most accurate build. If I were to take this, I don't even know what to replace it. That's the thing, right? I don't even know what to replace it, so that's why I kind of have it in there as well. But you guys can see that buff EX skill effects trait does actually make you hit a lot more stronger than they actually are. I do hope that the demonstration is able to clearly, just show you guys what kind of difference you guys are looking at. You also do have to, I guess, kind of consider about that in terms of EX skill level. This one is 8, this one is 10, and then this one is 2. But once you start like racking up those numbers, I don't know. Like I feel like looking at the individual EX skill level doesn't really matter to that certain degree. But yeah, hopefully this will give you guys a clear just a picture of like how that actually works, and then some free-to-play option, and then where to actually just kind of look about where you guys can actually get these buff EXQ effects straight over here. So with that being said, that is going to be pretty much it with this experiment over here with you guys, and then I'll catch you guys all on the next one.